Do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. All right, today we're going to cover tips to prevent your immigration case from continuing forward, so you want to get it dismissed, okay? Now, some people don't want to get dismissed, but we really recommend it in general, okay? Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States here at our office in Houston, Texas. So we have an office. We're not a virtual law firm. All right. We're here to help you out, guide you from start to finish, or get you out of a jam, such as immigration court. All right. Get your case dismissed. All right. So if you have any questions, welcome to drop it in the comment section. All right. Or share your experience. Okay. It doesn't have to be a question. A lot of folks like to share their experience, and more the merrier. All right. And also want to share how to get in touch with us. We really appreciate your trust. Some people, ask throughout the live show how to call us, how to contact us. If you're on, of course, Facebook and YouTube, you can see the number right up here in our website, where you can answer a few questions to get you started with our team. Now, if you're on TikTok or Instagram, you don't see that information. So you can go to greencardguys.tv, or you can just follow us. All right. And then we can, send us a DM, and we can share the info that way. Okay. We have one of our team members, Maria, helping us out to pin some comments. And actually, I should have let her know. Okay. Starting a bit later than usual, had several team meetings I had to complete. All right. So some tips. All right. Some tips to get your case dismissed. Number one, if you're eligible for filing a petition, you really need to get that done, folks. Some people wait way too long, way too long. And then you finally start thinking, like, it just didn't pop in your head. So the whole point of this prosecutorial discretion, number one, it's always existed. It's just that the Biden administration has made it even more clear the scenarios where you can proactively request a dismissal of your case. And it's not automatic. You still have to get, you don't have to, but you can get the government attorneys, Department of Homeland Security, their agreement with it. Okay. But even when you get the agreement with the Department of Homeland Security, that doesn't mean that's the last step. You still have to file the motion, okay, to court. And then, by the way, how do I look? Because on YouTube and Facebook, it's much different, to be honest, than on these other platforms. Kind of interesting, the features they provide. So I'm not actually as clean here as that shows. I'm just trying to be transparent. I think it's kind of funny, but these filters. So anyways, some of y'all have called us and asked us about that, like, because you got an agreement, maybe you got an email, or you went to court that one time. You got to go to court every time, but the most recent time, the Department of Homeland Security said, yeah, they'll agree to dismiss the case. But then you're wondering, what do you need to do next? It's not automatic. You have to file a motion to the court so that the judge can make the official decision to get your case dismissed. Now, even if the government attorney says, yeah, we're not going to proceed with the case, we'll agree to dismiss it, that doesn't mean a judge has to agree to dismiss your case, right? So keep in mind all these different tips, and also know that it's much easier to get your case dismissed if you have proof of being able to get resident status in the first place. Because they're not, as far as I know, I haven't heard of any Department of Homeland Security attorney agreeing to dismiss your case if you're not actually eligible to get a green card. Okay. Otherwise, they would probably do something else called administrative closure, where it's more like a temporary hold on your case. It's not active, but it's just put to the side, closed and put to the side, but not dismissed or terminated. Two or three different scenarios there, stages of the case: active, administratively closed, or terminated / dismissed. So, of course, everyone prefers dismissed or terminated, and that's the way to go. All right. Again, welcome to ask a question down in the bottom here. Oh, cool. Okay, I see some on Instagram. Please hide. I can't hide your name. If you join the live, JM, if anyone, by the way, folks, if you join the live show, if it's like, it's just the way the platform works. I can't hide names. They don't give me the option, to be honest. So, same thing for you folks on Facebook and YouTube. A couple people have asked afterwards, like, can you remove my name? No, I can't, because this is like, it's recorded. It's just automatically uploaded. So apologies, but and then you shouldn't join anyone's show, I guess. Understand the platform you're joining. Okay. I think there's way more concerns than joining a live show. Anyway, let's see here. But privacy is definitely important. All right, let me answer some. So, one more thing. Someone asked the other day to one of our premier associates that I think they said the government attorney agreed to it. The case got dismissed from the judge, and then what's the next step after that? Right? Because you got the petition, or you have filed the 485 with USCIS, and then you're like, okay, is USCIS going to continue doing this thing? But maybe USCIS already administratively closed your case with USCIS, not with the court, but with USCIS. And you're thinking, oh, well, shouldn't the court notify USCIS? Absolutely not. It is not their responsibility. It is your responsibility, or your lawyers, if you have a lawyer. So if you're wondering and you're asking yourself, well, shoot, I had a lawyer a long time ago, but I don't have one right now. Obviously, it's much easier to have a lawyer to help you with this, because we do this every single day. But it just depends on you, right? Depends on your budget. Something you need to think about. Do you want peace of mind to know that your case is going to proceed and continue, or you're just doing a guessing game with yourself and twiddling your thumbs, to be honest, and waiting 2 or 3 years, and you're still thinking like, oh, USCIS is processing your case. So I hate to say this, but some of y'all twiddle your thumbs and then find our live show, and then you figured out, okay, shoot, I should actually do something. Like, I need to get my case going. Because some of y'all call in or speak with one of our attorneys and think like it's the government's responsibility. No, it's not. So similar to COVID, right? I mean, it's great the government helped out to some extent, but you cannot depend on the government to help you through certain situations. That's not how the U.S. government works. All right, folks, let me answer some questions. Thanks for joining live. There we go. Multani, how are you, bro? Yes, sir. I'm doing good. How are you doing? You have questions. You've been entered by border inspection. You have I-94. Well, it looks like you have a follow-up comment, because let's see, Maria, can you find his follow-up comment? Because I don't see the actual question. All right. Oh, there it is. You need to apply for 601A waiver to get a green card through marriage. Okay. Well, yeah. So it's through marriage, then you have a qualifying relative, right, through your spouse. So that's good. And that person can be a resident or a U.S. citizen. You also mentioned your next comment, your asylum case was terminated by court. Okay, great. I think I see what your concern is, right? So even though your case was terminated through court, it sounds like you may still have an asylum claim. So you are able to, if I understand your question correctly, you are able to, when you go through consular processing eventually, it all goes all the way back to the petition. On the petition, one of the questions is, where do you want to adjust your status, which means in the U.S., or where do you want a consular process? So for your situation, I don't remember your first comment, but if your first comment was saying the fact that you entered USA without a visa, then yes, you have to consular process. So you could pick a different country. We call it third country national, TCN. It is possible to have the interview at a different country. All right, well, I think that answered your question. I'm not quite sure, but let me know. All right, let's see here. Chanel, what's going on? How long after submitting RFE for marriage-based U.S. citizen can you expect a response? I think we just had a consult. Someone mentioned that. I don't know if it was you, maybe someone else, but it's not a black and white timing. First of all, USCIS asking for medical through an RFE is a new thing this year, and that is a good and really strong indication that your case will likely be approved or at least decided upon without an interview. Okay, it wouldn't make sense that they waive the interview but deny someone. I haven't heard that, because if they were going to deny someone, they should send another notice in the mail, notice of intent to deny, and give you a chance to provide other types of evidence, typically about your marriage, for example. They want to make sure it's legit. Legally, we call that bona fide. But long story, to answer your question directly, there's no black and white timing. It is like 2 months, 3 months. But if you're wondering about, well, okay, well, worst case scenario, when can you think about filing a lawsuit based on adjustment of status? It's not based on when you submitted the medical exam. It's based on reasonable timing is based on the time that you filed the case to begin with. Because generally speaking, before this year, it was an average 12 months. Yes, there's several other cases that get 18, 24 months, for example. Not doesn't happen for everyone, but this year is average 3 to 5 months, right? So if you go based on this quicker processing time for marriage-based cases who are both persons are in the U.S., it's a much harder legal argument to tell the court or the government attorney, U.S. attorney, say, well, we sued after 6 months with a medical, but really everyone's going to be looking at when did you file the case to begin with, and it could still be under 12 months, and that's just not unreasonable timing. Okay, hopefully that helps out. Ephraim, let's see, just missed your comment there. Okay, there it goes. How long does it take to get a work permit after applying for marriage-based AOS? So yeah, with 2023 timing, you might get your resident status before the actual work permit. So I know it may sound strange, but from what I understand, they changed up the process for the better, so that because if people are just waiting for the green card, the work permit and the advanced parole first, it's going to slow down the green card processing. So in my opinion, that makes sense why it's the green card case in general has been able to be approved much sooner without an interview. So, but in general, it could be 3 to 5 months, which is the average timing right now with the resident status anyway in 2023. Now, if you're watching one of our videos next year in 2024, it could change, different scenario. Okay. Let's see here. See some questions on Instagram here, so let me answer these. Welcome to the show. Nini, you filed 290B in October 2023. Okay, a couple months ago. And you didn't get a reply yet from 290B. Let's see. And then no reply after 2 follow-up. Any suggestion to do? Well, I don't know. What do you mean follow-up? You submit inquiry? I'm surprised they even allowed you to submit inquiry. That's way too soon. That's only like 2 months ago. So, okay. I was going to say 2022. Okay. That's more, makes more sense in this sense. Okay. So 2022, yeah. So these cases are notorious. These applications, the motion to reconsider or motion to reopen, AKA appeal, most people call it, but it's not really appeal form. Yeah. We've known cases that take 2-3 years. I know it's frustrating. So you might now finally ask yourself, maybe it's just time to refile. But because it's all about mindset, and you just need to talk to an attorney one-on-one, immigration attorney. And so you might think, well, okay, well, it's been for you a year and 2 months. So you might be thinking, okay, well, they're going to get to my decision soon. No, you're just making shit up, to be honest. You don't know. Okay. No one knows when it's going to happen, because most of the time responses, decisions based on 290B takes a hell of a long time, 2 to 3 years. And plus, so what I'm trying to say is, if you're currently eligible to file the original case, let's say it's for adjustment, then file it. Okay. I know it costs money, but look, time is money. Okay. If you're not been, assuming this is for 45, you're waiting for a residency, right? Then, it's holding you back from being able to get presumably a better paying job, being able to travel abroad, things like that, right? Just travel anywhere you want. So you have to, and of course, when you speak to an attorney, then they can tell you if it's advisable to even refile. So I'm just speaking broadly, right? I don't know your case situation, your facts, but that's something to consider. But yeah, I mean, I don't know any attorney. I could be wrong. I don't know any attorney who does like mandamus lawsuits that would file it based on a 290B, just because although we don't care about processing times necessarily, because they change on the USCIS website like almost every week, it seems like. 290B doesn't even have a processing time schedule on the USCIS website. That they're just messing with us. It's unfortunate. So hopefully you're still eligible in general. Okay, let's hop on over here to TikTok. Renzo, can you apply for citizenship even though your 751 is still pending? Temporary GC Jan 2020. I guess that's when it was issued to you. So yeah, based on the timing, it's now December 2023. Even though 751 is still pending for you, you can apply to become a citizen, naturalization process, which I don't like how they call it. Okay, but if this is assuming you're still married to the person who sponsored you, then yes, you can file to become a citizen, go through naturalization process. And if you're wondering about processing time for that, I've seen it as like as quick as 2 to 3 months in 2023. Again, who knows what's going to happen in 2024. All right, let's see. Switch on over here. Okay. Chicken Soup, what's up? What will happen if someone files for VAWA and abuser US resident? I guess like LPR, legal permanent resident. Sorry that you're going through this, or someone else you know. Yes, that person can still qualify for VAWA I-360, even when the abuser is a legal permanent resident. The abuser does not have to be a U.S. citizen. Okay, and technically, he or she can still be married to that person, but intending to separate, but not divorced, has not filed a petition. It's still okay. You can actually still file it. File the application even when you're still married. I know it's kind of interesting, but I guess essentially they don't want. I think policy reason they don't. If I had to guess, they don't want people to feel stuck. All right, Didi on Instagram. Does an unmarried child become citizen once their mother becomes citizen? There's several stats, but I mean generally yes. There of course there's different requirements and things like that. But anytime question about like automatic acquisition of U.S. citizenship, technically for example, your unmarried child, has to be a resident first. So you can't just skip the process that quickly in that sense, even though it should be easy. Like, why do you have to like go through 2 different processes? But that's how they require it. Sarah on TikTok, what's going on? If you haven't gotten a prima facie after a year, even though you did get a EAD, okay, you got to work for it, but because looks like you got a follow-up comment. Maria, can you find it for us? You're welcome, Didi. But yeah, oh, that's interesting. You didn't get the prima facie letter, but you got the EAD. Okay. Maybe hopefully we can find your follow-up comment here. I keep forgetting to swipe over to the right. I can see it larger. Okay, well, while we try to find that one, I couldn't find it. Oh, I guess now I see the final part of it. Is it normal? Well, what did you file? Did you file for VAWA or did you file for U visa? I think it's okay. Either way, it's okay. If you didn't get the prima facie, but you get the EAD, congrats. Um, oh, you said 45. So typically I'm not aware of anyone having to get a prima facie letter if you file a 45. So I think you're mixing up your case versus like other types of applications possibly from what you maybe watched or learned of. So prima facie letter usually is related to like VAWA or U visa, just because the case takes so long. All right, let's see. All right, how are y'all doing? Where are y'all watching from? I'm always interested how far the channels have reached. What's up, Tony? Good to see you again. Okay, teacher, what's going on? Thanks for all you do. Teaching is not hard these days. I mean, teaching is hard these days. You're a J1 teacher, cultural exchange program. Is there any way to waive the 212? Yeah. So I'm assuming in your passport has a stamp that says 212 E restriction. There are ways around it. I think there's 4 or 5 different ways to waive it. But the most common one is trying to apply for a no objection letter. And then, for my opinion, the second option, if that didn't work out, then applying based on hardship. Okay. Hardship. So there's a couple other different ways. But reach out if you have any questions about that. Let's see. What's going on? Does it feel like Friday? I don't know. But well, the weather's it was pretty gloomy in Houston a couple hours ago. Now it's sunny. How long is the process to change status? Your mom is on a tourist visa and she's in the US right now. Okay, so we've had some clients like that, right? And assuming you're the US citizen, adult child, then yes, it is possible to file for your mom. But that would mean once you file it, the intention is that she overstay her visa because I don't know why, but when you file for parents, petition adjustment status is not as quick as marriage cases. I mean, it should be quicker than marriage cases, in my opinion, but they still take on average 12 months, right? So your parents are not going to be able to get their resident status LPR card before the visitor visa expires. So hopefully, but I know a lot of people, of course, makes sense, don't want to violate immigration laws in the United States. So if one of your parents or yourself are concerned about it, let us know, DM us or give us a call. We'll happy to answer your questions. And we're happy to share because if you're a US citizen, then it waives the unlawful presence. So a lot of attorneys don't explain that part, but that is in the USCIS policy manual. It's part of the law. All right. Now, if you're saying, like, for example, someone else saying, can I sponsor my sibling? And my sibling's in here on a tourist visa in America. Can you change status here to the family-based green card? No, it's just not practical because I think most people know that it takes like 10 years. But the key thing that most people don't know is that when you sponsor a sibling, that's family preference category. That is not immediate relative. So the laws are different. The benefits are different. Okay. How to start a fiance visa. I think the last part was from Mexico. The first step is preparing the form I-129F. Okay. That is the first step for fiance. Oh, but you're married. You married 2 years ago. Oh, so you're already married. So good thing. Thanks, Maria, for pinning that comment again. So if you're already married, then I mean, some people say like, oh, can you do K3 visa? Just in general, anything K1, K3, they generally take longer now after the pandemic. They used to be faster, which was kind of the point of the whole show, 90 Day Fiance, to get to know each other. But you're already married. It's already been 2 years. I recommend going through the regular immediate relative category classification. Okay. We call I-130 to start with. So your situation is not fiance visa. It's what we call a marriage visa for short, or IR. Okay, Jorge, what's going on? How long does it take to get a certification of U visa? Okay, so that would essentially, assuming, let's say your the attorney or you filed it yourself to the police department or other authorized agency to file for you. I mean, that's really up to the law enforcement agency or the judge. A judge can sign it as well, or the district attorney's office can sign it for you if the case went that far in criminal court. But there's no black and white timing. In fact, we've had some where they take longer than 2 or 3 months, and we just had to continue every couple weeks, call in, politely leave a voicemail or message to their front desk, say, hey, we're so and so Ting Law Group, we're waiting on this. They're just backed up. I mean, they can't even. And the crazy thing, they can't even get their rape kits and test rape kits. It's very, very strange why I don't understand the cost behind that. Maybe that's what it is, but I'm sure it's across the country an issue, unfortunately. So, but not, yeah. So yeah, just understand that the law enforcement's busy, but you do have to check on about them. You don't want them to forget about your certification. But the key thing here, folks, a hot tip: once you get that certification, you definitely need to know this, especially if you're representing yourself. You're filing your own, which I don't recommend, but if you had to, there's a 6-month time limitation on that certification form for U visa. So once you get it, don't wait around. Don't twiddle your thumbs. Okay, that's the theme of the day, the saying for the day. Don't twiddle your thumbs. All right. And 6 months sounds like a long time, but some of y'all wait, and you shouldn't wait. Should there be a decision made for a U visa filed in 2017? Unfortunately, no, because between the in the association that I'm part of, American Immigration Lawyers Association, AILA, I've heard reports that it's about USCIS is working on cases from 2015. So you might know this already, that U visa does have a limitation every fiscal year of 10,000 U visas per fiscal year. And that sounds like a large number, but in fact, because there's a long delay since I think 2015, 2016, so many people are getting abused. And it's not just your spouse, okay? It could be your child. It is it's very unfortunate to know that there's so many people in this situation. But look, folks, it's our mission to point you in the right direction. So even if you're in a different city and you need a social services agency, you need some kind of like therapist or something, our team is happy to look for you. We can't guarantee we can find one. And ultimately you need to find one that's suitable for you. I don't know, it depends on cost, right, as well. But I know a lot of people are stuck, right? I'm a board advisor of a nonprofit here in Houston, Texas called DAYA, DAYA, and they help out South Asians who go through terrible times like this, challenging times. So that's why I can understand to some extent from my perspective. When is the deadline to submit an adjustment of status B1, B2 entry? You married with U.S. citizen, permit expires January 2024. I don't know what you mean permit expires 2024. Maria, can you pin that other comment again? Oh, there it is. When is the deadline to submit this? Oh, I think you mean your I-94 expires pretty soon next month. So you don't have to, because you're married to a U.S. citizen, and this is for adjustment of status, this is not for fiance visa, there is no deadline to file the package, Mariela. Maybe you don't want to tell your spouse that, but there is no deadline, okay? Because, and I joke around and say, don't tell your spouse that, because some people, I hate to say, I get a feeling some people intentionally delay filing or sponsoring. Not saying that would happen in your case, right? But in terms of you don't have to file this package of applications and evidence before your I-94 expires. Yes, when I-94 expires, you technically overstay. But the good thing is when you're sponsored by a spouse who's a U.S. citizen, or even by your adult child that's a U.S. citizen, that waives unlawful presence. So there's no issue about overstaying. Now, if you are in a different situation where you entered the United States without a visa, there's a different conversation, right? So hopefully that helps. Sakir, is it hard to get BAWA to get approved? How long does it take? How can it be a strong case? That's a lot of questions in one. I'll try to answer all of it in a quick swoop, but I can't go that in depth. So this example, folks, if you have questions like this, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your trust, but you need to call us, okay? You need to contact us, talk to one of our cares team specialists. All right. By the way, how it works on our system now, we just changed it, I think, earlier this week. And I'll try to share it on Facebook and YouTube here. And I think you can still hear me while I share this. But essentially, you go to contact page on our website, greencardguys.com, click on contact us, and verify now to qualify for consult, no cost to you. Scroll down, answer a few questions, okay? And then that'll take you to another page where you can add your email. And when you get that email, it's going to send you a link to schedule a meeting. Okay, folks? And you schedule a meeting with one of our cares team specialists. The reason we changed it up because some people, it's just been difficult to get a hold of people. You like fill out the form, answer a few questions, and then like it's just back and forth. So to make it easier for everyone, instead of like texting back and forth and whatnot, just schedule a time on that link directly, really to save you some time. Okay. We want to accommodate your busy schedule as well. And without your phone ringing off the hook while you're at work. Your F1 sponsor wants to sponsor Green Card. How would that work? I think I understand your question. You say F1 is known for two different things: student visa or family preference. It sounds like you haven't started the case, or your sponsor has not your family member. I'm assuming there's a family member situation, but it's the I-130 is the first step. Okay, you need a hot tip here. You need to know about the visa bulletin. If you don't know about it, go to our YouTube channel and then find one of our videos about the visa bulletin, how to check it, because it's like 2 to 3 step kind of case for you. Okay, I'm checking around to see if there's any questions here. Welcome to the show. If you're just now joining, we do offer a strategy session or consultation at no cost to you for 15 minutes, and happy to answer any of your questions, okay? I'm going to stay on to answer 2 more questions and then have to go to my other meetings. Let's see. Okay, so Daniela, thanks for your question. How much is a case decision evaluation with us, Team Law Group? Well, in general, we offer strategy session, a review of what you got going on, your facts at no cost, all right, for 15 minutes. Of course, if some people think they need more time, we're pretty diligent with the way we have our process, our steps. Our cares team specialists will ask certain questions to collect that information. And so that way our team can verify the situation when the attorney meets with you. So it's like a 2-step process. And we try to make it quick. So if there's spots available, we do have limited spots, but you might be able to get a spot the same week that you call that you scheduled a meeting with their care team specialist. But yeah, but in general, the case, then the attorney can share with you the cost of one of our other team members. Okay, 1741 on TikTok. You've been married to a U.S. citizen since October 2021. Congrats to you, but you still haven't heard back. Okay, well, is that when you filed your case as well? Because if so, around that time, yeah, that's what, 2.5 years, 2 years and 2 months. Yeah, 2 years and 2 months. It sounds like. Yeah, that's a long time. Did you file for adjustment of status? I'm assuming you did. So that's too long. You definitely want to consider filing a lawsuit called mandamus and mandamus action. And I believe, if I understand correctly, the way you phrase it is that you file for adjustment of status, okay? And adjustment of status in general has a much better traction to get a decision faster, sooner when you file mandamus compared to people who are stuck abroad. The United States is being freaking ridiculous with cases where people are stuck abroad, even if they've been waiting for like 12 months after the interview. It's freaking ridiculous and bizarre why they're doing this. And they just claim administrative processing. So everyone's just got to sit tight. That is just ridiculous. Most people think it's something wrong with them or their application, but if anything, it could be your background, but a lot of people don't have issues with their background. I mean, I love to believe clients tell the truth, but so hopefully it helps. All right, folks. Thanks so much for your questions. Again, if you are interested to just chat with us, I don't handle the consultations that much, very, very limited. But if you do want to chat with me directly, our team requires, not me. You talk to my team about this. My team requires a paid consultation. I really don't like charging for it, but if you want time with me, just because I have so many things to do with the law firm, as you could probably expect running your own business if you do. All right. Let's see. By the way, we do have a Facebook group. My team reminded me about this. We do have a Facebook group. It's called tinglawclub.com. Come hang out, ask a question. That might be easier so you can get my attention or our team's attention because, of course, on all these different social media platforms, there's so many questions everywhere. So we try our best in a limited time. All right. But go to tinglawclub.com and you can get access to us much faster. Okay. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Yeah, tinglawclub.com. All right, DD. Yeah, sorry, I can only share it on Facebook and YouTube. So, all right, y'all have a wonderful day, and I should be able to see you tomorrow. All right, if not, then Monday. All right, take care. Bye-bye.